What's going on, all? That's the aftermath. Brook versus Khan. Thanks for tuning in. Now, there's a lot to cover in this fight. Firstly, I want to apologize for saying that, the fight was the right time to happen. I believe that, this proved that obviously it wasn't. Obviously, Khan was avoiding Brook. You saw that, with power shots. Khan was moving around, running away for most of the fight here. He comes out, comes out as expected. Once he gets tagged, then all of a sudden, he's not the same anymore. He can't reset because all the time he tries to, Brook is hitting him again and again, and he can't, you know, withstand the power of Brook. It's simple as that. You see that in the first round. As soon as he gets tagged, the legs don't look there. You see it, the body language says it all, man, that he's not there, Um, he's not really controlling the fight. And I talk about this a lot. To control the fight, you need to establish the jab. He doesn't do that. He doesn't use the jab. He's basically surviving throughout the fight, right? He tries to go inside the pocket, tries to exchange. And then once he gets tagged and he's running away, man, hands up, to his head, trying to survive, and this is what's happening round after round, which is disappointing. It was a disappointing fight to see, because the build up was so good, and I believed that it would be a close fight. I was one of the guys that said, this was the right time to have this fight because both of the guys have fought top guys, but obviously you can see now that, in my opinion, Brook was clearly the more physical and stronger guy, and he proved that today, that he was able to shut down any game plan that Khan had, to the point where Khan doesn't even use the jab, to the point where Khan isn't even throwing punches in the sixth round, He gets tagged once, and then he's just clearly surviving, and this has always been a weakness of Khan's. You saw that with Canelo when he knocked him down, when he knocked him out, I should say. He's always had a glass chin, but in the gloves are off, he was saying that I will be the one to push you back, and I thought that's what he would try to do, but how can you push a guy back if you're not even establishing the jab, you're not even using the jab when the guy's coming forward, you can't do that. It's that simple. Khan wasn't the power puncher here, Brook was. And, I said that too, that Brook has power, the sort of power that Rock spent, a guy that's very well balanced in the division. And, he showed that tonight, that he was the guy that had the most power. He was the guy that controlled the fight with his power because the other guy wasn't throwing any jabs. It's that simple. I did predict that Brook would win, and I did predict that he would come after him and turn it into a dogfight. But what I didn't think would happen is that Khan would be that defensive and that shooken up. I know that he is aging, and I know that speed does fall first when you age, but you also got to have some sort of, IQ or experience, you could say, When you are in trouble, he should have known to keep throwing, When you're not throwing any punches, especially a jab, the opponent can feel that you're hurt. They can see that you're hurt. Your legs are showing that you're hurt. All these signals that he's shown just gave Brook more confidence round after round to come to finish him off. You know what I mean? And even the clinching, he was holding him, trying to buy time. And these are all, rookie mistakes here. And I mean, I know I'm not a boxer, but I have been watching for a while, and Khan should have known better than that, than to just not even throw a jab, I mean, was he really that hurt? Maybe his chin is really that bad. And all I know is that when you do get knocked in the chin, it sends a signal to your brain, and most people fall from that, But Khan was still moving, but he was just not throwing back, and he couldn't withstand the power. And he kept getting caught. He kept getting caught, If he had thrown the jab more, move around, throw the jab, you know what I mean? Try to circle around by using the jab, save some time to recover. But, if it was really that hurts, which he shouldn't be after the first round, it was a very concerning fight for me to see Khan in that state after a couple of shots to the head, It's a clear indication for him to hang up the gloves. I'll put it to you that way. There is a rematch clause here, but I believe he shouldn't use it. And I think that, that says it all, that he can't take power. Simple as that, he can't. Once he gets tagged, he can't adapt at this age, I mean, if it was 10 years before, I believe Brook would have beaten him again, with that power. But I think that it would have went a bit longer, like how I predicted it would have went to at least round 10, 11, somewhere in those lines, where he could actually still use the jab. But in this case, he just looked afraid of the power. He looked like he was, intimidated from getting hit from Brook. You could see the legs were staggered. The body language wasn't there, and it was a one-way road, man. I mean, the first round was entertaining until he got tagged, and then you saw him get staggered. The second round he came in not too bad, then he got tagged again. After round 3, it was a one-way street, in my opinion. He just kept getting hurt and surviving. Like I said, round 6, he hardly threw a punch. So it was definitely a fight that should have happened earlier, and I apologize for saying that it was, the right time. Clearly it wasn't. And I believe that, Khan has been talking a lot about Brook, throughout his whole life and or career, boxing career, I'd say, throwing him under the bus and things like that, and not giving him a chance. But as they say, eventually karma will come back, and all those things that you said, man, it's going to come into existence, and we're going to be in the ring, and let's see what happens. If those things that you say are true, then hey, then you're the better fighter. But if they're not, man, you're going to have to listen to what you have said, because you can't take those words back. And and that's what everyone saw today, is that Khan just got schooled, I would say. He got, and in all departments, he couldn't control the fight, the power. The speed wasn't even relevant in the fight because of the timing of Brook's shots, and it was easy to read for him. Like every round he was hurting him, because Brook was the better fighter. It's that simple. It is that simple. Carl Brook is better than Amir Khan. He's a better boxer. He's got more power. And he deserves to have the win tonight. Now, the only way for Amir Khan to ever set the record straight will be to give him a rematch, and train harder. That's the only way. If he doesn't do that, man, then everyone knows that Kell Brook is the best, and he will, go on with his career if he decides to, being better than Amir Khan, which a lot of people were debating about. A lot of people were favouring Khan in that fight. A lot of people, I had people messaging me things like that, commenting and that, saying Khan would win. And, you know, that's what happens, man. You see what happens when the fight's on, and nothing left needs to be said, Nothing left needs to be said. Kell Brook is victorious. I would say it was an easy win for him. And now he's trying to either fight Eubank or hang up the gloves. I believe that the Eubank fight will happen. There's a lot of money in that fight. Eubank is a big name because, he carries the name and he also came off a big win. And I believe that fight will be next for sure. But hey, it is the aftermath, man. Brook handled business tonight. He took care of it, man. He won convincingly in all departments. Fair play to him. I see Khan hanging up the gloves. I'll be surprised if he does activate the rematch. But we'll see what happens with that, man. Leave your take, leave a comment. Thanks for tuning in, man. Look forward to hearing back from you, man. Peace. God bless.